Stag started a petition to raise 5,000 signatures so that we could trigger a council debate around the issue of the ruling group on the council wanting basically to desecrate a registered war memorial by felling 23 trees on Western Road up in Crooks. Within 9 days, the 5,000 signatures required was exceeded. It took 9 days, so we're here today. Yeah, give yourselves a huge clap and all the other signatories. That was fantastic. Now, got a couple of speakers for you, and then before I disappear to go in and get ready to present the petition, we'll have a little chant. I do so love chants. Okay, I invited 3 speakers today. One of them, I'm going to assume the gentleman in question has not seen the invitation, because from everything I've been led to believe, he has done his utmost to not only show interest but to support the petitioners up there in Crooks, and that's Labour Councillor Craig Campbell-Pugh. Did I get that right? So I'm going to hand you over to the first speaker, the leader of the Liberal Democrat group on the council, Councillor Shafak Mohammed.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you everyone that signed that petition to get this debate today. I think as we start 2017, this is a chance for this city and this city council to make a fresh start. It needs to learn the lessons of 2016. It doesn't need to be taken to a judicial review. It shouldn't make the national headlines for all the wrong reasons, actually international headlines. It shouldn't turn up middle of the night to move cars with the support of the police, and it shouldn't be arresting individuals, particularly pensioners, who are going about their democratic right to protest, to disagree. So there's a chance today to actually do things differently. And there's other reasons to do things differently. What we have on Western Road are memorial trees planted in the memory of young men that went to the local school there in Westways. And actually, they are of huge significance, not just for the city, but for the country. It's how we respect and remember people many, many years ago who gave their lives for a cause, a just cause. And I think the City Council have a huge opportunity here to do things differently. You know, they have to look at it differently. At the last council, when Dave and colleagues turned up, the cabinet members said that he would investigate FlexiPave. That's into the 5th year of a 5-year investment programme. They are now considering FlexiPave. I would have hoped they would have done it in the first year, but look, we are where we are at the moment. And what we need to do is work tirelessly to persuade the council here to do things differently. I hope the tone of the debate will be different to what it was previous times. I hope that the councillors from all sides, but particularly the ruling group, will owe respect to people that have come today. Those of you that are going to present the petition, particularly Dave, but also those members of the public who have a democratic right to ask questions. And I think if you take your time out to come out of your busy schedules, to come outside this town hall and ask questions, then similarly they should be afforded the kind of respect, at least with answering those questions and giving you the respect back. And I hope that, you know, with a fresh start, a new year, that we do see a change of tack from this council. Because otherwise, what we're going to have is a rerun of what happened when the first petition was handed in on Rustlins Road, what happened when the people from Nether Edge came, and those trees aren't going to go away either. You know, the Nether Edge, for those of you who don't know, the elm tree on Chelsea Road was, I think, the 2nd tree of the year, and I'm sure some other speakers. So well done to Paul Selby and others from Nether Edge, you know, who actually were able to highlight the significance of why. And, you know, the tree that won was a very good tree. and Rob McBride takes a lot of credit for what he did there, but you know, we came a good second there. And I think, you know, this issue of trees, you know, has now dominated this council, and it has to realise that so many people signing so many petitions. Rustlers Road was 16,500, Louise, or whatever it was. I think the Nether Edge was 6,000, Alison, whatever that was, 10,000. This has got at least 5. I don't know how many paper copies the Western Road has got. So this has got, you know, 5, 6, 7,000 signatures. That's a hell of a lot of people. Most of us councillors here are elected into public office here with around 2,000 votes. That's what the number of people who cross against our names to get us into this chamber. We've had thousands of people, a lot more, 2, 3, 4 times as many people signing petitions. And I just think that the council have this opportunity in 2017. And if I was Julie Doe, I would snap your hand off to say, well, let's do something different. So well done, Dave. Let's see what this council does this afternoon.
Okay, I'm going to hand you straight over to the next speaker, ex-leader of the Green Party, now moved to Sheffield, going to take on Paul Blomfield in the Central Ward. Natalie Bennett, everyone.
Well, hello, and we're back here again. I recognise many of the same faces. And as the previous speaker just said, let's hope with a new year we can see a new direction from the council. Because I think when they staged that raid on Rustlings Road, they were trying to break the tree campaign. They were hoping people would just give up and go away. And you today are very strong evidence to say, we're not going away, we're going to stay here and save Sheffield trees. And of course, when we're talking about the trees on Western Road, all of the same arguments that apply for all of those other trees apply on Western Road. They're helping to clean up our air and cut down air pollution. They're improving human wealth and well-being. They're part of our lives. They're great for the natural environment. But of course here we have one more really powerful argument. The argument of history, the argument of remembrance. This is, as has been said, a war memorial. This recollects the hideous slaughter, the slaughter that we've all said we must not forget. These are hugely important trees, and I really hope there today in the council there's going to be a recognition that this is a great place to turn around. This is a place to say, we are going to save Sheffield trees. We are going to put public good. We are going to put history before profit. So I think today we've got one really precise, specific issue, the Western Road trees, and let's focus on that. But we do also have to think about the longer term and what happens now. Now, we haven't, in any reasonable terms, been allowed to see the AMI contract, but we're told there's this provision for FlexiPave. So what we need to see is the council showing some backbone, standing up to AMI and saying, you will manage the streets of Sheffield for the benefit of the people, not for your profit. And you know, we've been told a lot about privatisation, and one of the things we were told when privatisation happened was we were told this will transfer the risk. Well, if AMI got their sums wrong, that's their risk, and they're the people who should be paying. But I think we can take this much further. Today, let's focus on Western Road, but beyond this, let's go further and say the whole model of privatisation of public services has absolutely failed. We're going to say no to that in the future for our streets. We're going to say no to privatisation of our NHS. We're going to say no to the privatisation of public services. Thank you.
Okay, time has arrived. It's party time. If you remember, on Rustlings Road, we saw the arrest of two despicable characters who have now come to be known as Hell's Grannies. Two 70-year-old retirees, one an emeritus professor, one a retired French mistress. The retired French mistress is with us today, and in Jenny Hockey's absence, 3 cheers for those two Hell's Grannies. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Now in Professor Hockey's window is a huge sign that says, "All we are saying is give trees a chance." We all know the song, so if I start you off with a "All we are saying is give trees a chance." Come on, louder. Once more.
All we are saying is give trees a chance.
Fantastic.
You've got to
We're
sing it
better from
twice.
those. We don't need them, do we? Right, I'm going to hand you over to the last speaker, the Rustlings Road campaign. Unfortunately, she's suffered a bout of ill health, which meant that she had to withdraw. But she's back with us again today, and she will conclude this afternoon's speakers. Louise Wilcoxon, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I actually didn't know I was speaking today, so I'm going to make this. There we go. Didn't know I was speaking today. I'm going to make this very short and simple. Just wanted to say, and I hope this doesn't come across in some arrogant way, this is actually the second new year that we've had to stand here. It started off as Save Our Rustlings Trees, and it was it was 11 lime trees, and I think it's really important, and again, without sounding arrogant, that you remember what actually happened to the Rustlings Road trees. It's our second New Year's, and obviously we haven't got them. It's really important to remember that we have always known that solutions 1 to 14, already costed for in the contract, would have saved those trees. So the question is, when an ITP panel says the same, you saw what happened. So what I'm trying to say is, please remain, as you always do, ever reasonable, ever courteous, ever kind, during the non-violent direct action. But the most important thing is to remember to keep all those multi-tracked strategies going, but just to remember what happened to the Rustlings Road trees. Don't judge them by your good standards. Thank you.
Just remember before we conclude, I'm not telling anybody to go out and get arrested here. But what I am saying is the protests will continue. Standing next to a tree and even delaying work is a tactic. The media will pick up on it. We will be registering our displeasure at what's happening as the chainsaw massacres continue. And Julie Dore told me the last time I met with her that felling would continue. So we have a new campaign slogan, and it is "Power to the Peaceful." When Simon and Calvin were arrested on Marden Road, if you've not seen the film, they walked to the police van, they got in there, they were not handcuffed, they didn't put up any sort of a fight, it was peaceful. Simon was actually joking with the policeman. There's no way of stopping him, he's just incorrigible. But there you go. That is the perfect example of what this campaign stands for. Peaceful protest. We're in the right here. We don't have to shout and bawl and create mayhem and public disorder. We are in the right here. Power to the peaceful. Power to the peaceful. Thank you, everyone.